Save. Oh wait, I don't need to save. I just died. He just died. Alright, how are you? Kind of fun. I'm doing well. It's this game has been very stressful. I am dead. Especially what happened earlier with my PC case cover shattering. I'm really not looking forward to carrying it to the car and drive on Thursday. I'm really trying hard not to injure my hand, and I can use it still, but like, let me go back a little bit and show you guys a little bit. You see how this hand can go completely horizontal? This hand kind of stops if I do this. It kind of starts to shake if I try to force it to go vertical. And same thing if I do it like this. It kind of starts to shake. So it's still kind of injured. And I cannot use it. Especially if I have to use my muscles. So driving for more than, let's say, 20 minutes is it's not fun, it's painful. It also doesn't rotate without elbow too. Yeah, I kind of need to use my own elbow to rotate it. Like with the hand, I can easily just do this. But this one, I kind of have to. You can notice there's a lot more elbow movements. Hope you can keep it rested yet. That's the thing, it's been a whole year. So it's kind of weird. All right, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh yeah, hello. Hello. Oh wait, silver key. Maybe that's the key that's for that door up there. Nope, I'm going to Rodrigo first. I'm not. I'm gonna deal with that room later on. Oh wait. Oh, silver key! Silver key! You can see this corridor has two doors. One locked door is for a golden key and one for the silver key. So once I get that key, I just can get out of there. I don't need to explore the other rooms. Here we go. So I guess dying kind of works. So I did not waste my healing items in a way. Do I go there? I kind of want to see if I can save Rodrigo. If it feels like I need to do something else first. Oh, anything here? Any healing items like that? Hidden items? She's looking in that direction. She's probably looking at the dogs. Let's be real. Run, 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 run! Okay. We're good. Good. There should be some of the big ones. Here! Run! Ow, that a big slam. I was just moved. That kind of worked perfectly for me. Go, 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 go down. Go down, go down! This game is so jank, it's scary. Zombies, please, please don't follow me down. Cheap T-virus zombies. We go here? I'm good, I think. Okay, why do I not have the gun? Equip, wait. Let's reset. Equip. I should have gotten my... I messed it up. I messed up. I think the groans are from here. Do I let them kill me? No. Before they kill me, I need to check on Rodrigo. 3, 4, 5. Up. Stay down. No. 3, 4, 5. Go. This was a damaged zombie. It died in last shot. I got 1 hit. No way, I got 2 hits because of the big guy. Cockroaches. Okay, fine. Let's see. Cutscene. Okay.
What are you doing here? Hemostatic medicine. How kind of you. Thanks.
Here, let me help you with that.
Thanks, but I can take care of myself. Just go.
Keep it. It was a gift from my brother, but...
Thanks. Here, let me give you this in return. You might need it later on. Now go.
Is that a single bullet?
Don't worry about me.
Lockpick! I needed that! Yeah! Here we go. Okay, I need to remember. Where can I get to an item box besides the palace? Oh, there's another section of the military facility that has an item by a door. But I think Alfred kind of closed off the... Oh, wait, whoa! Why do I not have the gun equipped? Dude! Combine. Equip. Let's go. I am not shooting anyone. I don't know if I'm shooting anyone. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's just go. Go. I don't know if I'm shooting. Okay, there's no one here. No one here. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. We're making progress. We're making progress. What time is it? Yeah, let's go. 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 Here we go. Good. Okay, the temperature's still working well. Everything is looking good. I can get that case open now. And I can also get that locked drawer inside the military facility. I won't need to go back to the palace just yet. I can just go straight for the... I hear their footsteps. They're thick, heavy footsteps. Also... Hello, giant worm! Don't mind me. I think I can do this. Go up here. Oh, okay, it's just like this. Okay. I'll stand in front of the drawer and then do that. No ghost? I meant no zombies. Ooh, herb! While I was checking the footage of the earlier stream, I noticed this herb. Like, I kinda almost forgot about it. There we go, do this. And then use. Yes! Come on! I appreciate the ammo, but kinda wanted more. Anything we can open here? Nothing left. Yeah. There's nothing else. Alright. I need to go to is it worth going all the way to the item box? It's over here in this room. So I kind of need to... But I also still have stuff to do at the palace. Okay, fine. I'm going to the palace and then access the item box there. And get the case. I almost forgot. It's that plate. The blue plate. I could have used it when I was... I'm gonna have to circle. I'm gonna have to backtrack again. I should have done this one go. No, 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 no. You do not see me. I am going over. Oopsie. Shoot. Come on! You're not. Oh my god! They're not dying. Wow! Finally! That's a waste of ammo, but I guess I took a lot of damage though. Oh wait, the dogs. Dogs. Go. Do not get stuck on the dog. Please, go. There are zombies inside. There's zombies inside. Just shoot. No. Shut up, lady. 2, 3, 4. Did they stay dead? I remember you killed one already. I hope so. Sometimes they respawn and sometimes they stay dead. But they do kind of refresh in a way after I make certain progress. Because that passage used to have 3 normal zombies. And I killed 2. So now I have to deal with those 2. And I've been giving a lot of ammo, so I might as well use it. Oh my god, it used to be 90! I used half of it already! Okay. I could die and then reset my progress so that when I go and save Rodrigo, I pick up the plate again. Sure, I can just do this and then I don't know, I can get my ammo back. Is it worth it? And I cannot skip the cutscene. Alright, the password should be 1971. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, don't take a wrong turn. Run, keep running, keep running, keep running. Yeah, wow, 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 wow. Yay! Oh, 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 I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck. Oh, here we go. I didn't save after I saved Rodrigo. All right, I guess I'm doing what I wanted to do. Yeah, damn it. I'm starting from here. Here you go. Get the eagle plate. Toc 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 toc. Toc 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 toc. Oh, he missed me. He missed me. He missed me. I'm lucky. He. Good. We good. We're doing good. We're doing good. No damage. No damage. No damage. Yeah, no. Wrong direction. 2 hits. There we go. No. Let's go. Took 2 hits. But those big guys kind of deal a lot of damage. But I'm not in caution mode yet. She starts to grab her arm when she's in caution health. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here. I think this is the way to get to the key guillotine area. Oh wait, dogs are here. Dogs are here. Oh, door. Good. Doing well. Ignore all the panic in my voice. What? Oh, why did they respawn? They respawned. Oh! Yeah. Fuck you. Run. Die. Stay down. Come on. Get your balls. I got your balls. Did I pick up the thingy? Here we go. Use. It is. Why are you doing this? Why is it? This is not funny! Don't grab my foot, you bastard. Run. I probably should have run back before I started shooting again. I really hope I'm not hurting your ears with all the screaming. Shoot. Just run. Come on, can I just shoot? I don't know. Is that a turn? No. Can I check the map? Okay, there are 2 doors. Oh, I just realized where I am. I'm gonna be able to push that box finally. Where? Your voice is too loud. That's an item box right there.
Hello?
Huh. Hi, Nookums. How you been? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing better than me. I can't push this. I can't push it. I can push it. Push, push. I can go past here. And just go here. Let me push it properly. Okay, it's pushed properly. Item box! Item box! Did I, yeah. Healing. Arrows. No. No, I don't need anything else. I can get the stuff in the security box here. And there's a save point right here. I'll do it after I pick up whatever is... There's gonna be enemies there. I know it, there's gonna be enemies there. The windows! There are windows over there. They're gonna break. They're gonna flood this area. I know. Ah, fuck you. I know it. Why do you have to go? Like, they're placing it in a way that it's... I'm guaranteed to take. Go to the door. Go through the door. I need to reset their locations. Run! There we go. Get some space. Get some space. Get some space. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get away! Shoot! Stop grabbing my legs, you foot fetishist! Even zombies have foot fetish. Looks like I'm doing better than you. Shut up. Oh no, okay, wait.
Please
Do this.
deposit
No!
items you have in the security box.
Yes. Here we go. I close the door. They're not gonna be here. Give me all your items. Give me a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me chase the shadows away? I am not going through that path. Do I save the game? I don't know if I want to save the game. But to be honest, it's kind of better than the progress of the earlier... of the past 2 hours. I did more progress. And I just keep dying and reset all of it. Let's do it in here. No. Yes. We're at the prison area. We should be doing well. I need to put in all the grenade shots at the item box. Free up some space. I could do something like this. Yeah, and then... Oh wait. Do this. Do this. Do this. Here we go. More organized. Yeah. And let's take this case. Because once I go to Rodrigo, he can give me the lockpick and I can open it right away. Because just in case the item in the case relates to something that's in the Or at least to something that's like nearby. I won't have to backtrack. Oh yeah, there is another door. Okay. Gonna have to run. Run, take a turn, open the door. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he's not dead. Oh my god. Oh, that's an herb. That's an herb. That's an herb. Gimme, 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 gimme. Gimme, 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 gimme. I want red herbs too. Nothing seems to be useful. Okay, fine. Ooh. Go, 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 go. Go through the door. I need red herbs. I need something that'll get me back to full health. I do not like the bloody beds. There are corpses. But I see ammo right here. Chemicals. No. Okay. I see the Here we go. Ammo. American Wolf. American Wolf pistol cartridges. I love that they bother with a brand name and everything. Ooh, here we go. We're getting some more heals. Though that kind of scares me. She's looking, but she's not aiming. Is that good or bad? Because I see footsies. He's been anatomized. He is not breathing. What do you mean anatomized? Bloodstained scalpels. Someone's been messing around with zombies. Well, I guess this whole facility is kind of using prisoners and turning them to zombies for experimentation. And I'm seeing a camera over there. Because whatever that might happen to the doctor, at least they'll have all sorts of documentations in a safe place. Body bag. I am not liking the music right now. Let me check the map. Oh, there's a place I did not check. I did not check over here. Oh. Note. Anatomists. Oh, okay. I can take a break here and just read. There is a demon in my mind. I can't control the fierce impulses that the demon sometimes drives me to act upon. It is a brutal ceremony. With the demon next to me, I enjoy watching people agonize in pain, screaming and convulsing repeatedly as they die. Is that the T virus inside you, or is that just you being all, what's it called? The DID. Something that's like a multiple personality. The whole I hear voices that's telling me to do things. But Sir Alfred was kind enough to acknowledge me and has given me the facilities, chemicals, and equipments. And equipments. I guess he means the prisoners. As test subjects necessary to study everything. I must never betray Sir Alfred's kindness. It is especially critical that no one discovers the sacred place that only he and I know about. I'm watching Golden Kamuy recently because the first minute of the 4th season, I did not recognize any of the characters. I forgot everything about who's who and who's good and who's bad. I kind of have to rewatch the whole thing. I don't know, reading this is reminding me of that Lieutenant Tsurumi and his soldiers. They're weird. But they're kind of like weird in a... They're good to each other. They're weird together. Especially critical, no one discovers the secret place that only he and I know about. I swear, the basement of this medical building will be kept secret. Well, you just told me where it is. Of course, I keep the key to the sacred place with me at all times. Even if an outsider sees it, they will never be able to tell that it is the key. I must remember that my life ends when I lose Sir Alfred's test. So I need to find the anatomist's body. Is he here? Elaborate model of the human body. Something seems to be missing. Alright, I need to find some pretty blue eyeball to put on this guy. And I am not liking the ominous music. Anything here in here? Body bags are piled up. A few things missing there. Legs, skin, hair. Yeah, he's kind of missing a lot of things. Alright, are we ready? I am not looking forward to this door. Oh! Of course! I'll see you guys later. Why is it so slow? It's so slow because the loading screen is longer, so they have to make it more suspenseful somehow. I don't know what I'm looking at. Where is it? He's the doctor, he's the anatomist. Hello? Come on, please aim, please aim, please aim, man! Oh, he's faster. Oh, he's faster, he's faster, he's faster, 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 faster! Yeah. Shoot, 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 shoot! Don't tell me she died! When's the last time I saved? I saved... Okay, I did not save too far away. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, ooh, a red herb. It was in the corner. Yeah, here we go. I'm not gonna use the herb. I need to equip that gun. Right away. Right away. Oh, wrong button. Oh, I wasn't cautioned. That's why I died. In a couple of hits. Equip, 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 equip. I don't think I can use the ammo from the handgun for those. Oh, he circled around. Come on, shoot, 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 shoot. Yeah. Come on. Fucking assholes. Fucking assholes. I died to this dumb zombie. Do I have any heals? I don't want to use that herb. I want a heal spray thingy. I want to spray. Come on. Give me a heal, please. Any heals here? I know I picked up some heal spray. Fine. Here we go. Come here. Glass eye. I'm not gonna put that glass eye just yet. Let me see. Any other? No. Oh. I'm gonna fuck myself over. But here we go. I need to pick up the red herb as fast as possible. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I got stingy. I got stingy. Give to. Okay, I won't have to restart too far. I won't have to. Yeah. That counts, I guess. Here we go, right away. Combine. Yes. Combine. Ooh. Yeah, here we go. Oh my goodness, there are more. There are more. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Danger. Use. I could have. Damn it! I was gonna. Okay, fine. I'm shooting you guys, I guess. I figured up the area. What can I pick up from here? I guess I'm gonna die. Strangely shaped chair. That's another case. Another case. That's a torture room. Ammo. I'm guessing this is just to Paul. These guys were just being okay, I'm done with this room. Aren't I? Alright, let me get these. Okay, I'm still fine. Well, that's good. And I still kind of have not made any kind of progress because of the way I keep dying and not saving. So technically I have not even met Alexia right now. I just want One Piece laughs right now. Shoot. This guy is fast! Pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up. Pick up his balls. Close enough. I'm fine. Yeah. Finally, some progress, some good progress. Just be done with this. Be done with this. Here you go, dude. I got your eyes. Now you can see clearly all the other parts that you're missing. Oh, yeah. Okay, fine. I have to do this. Use. You know what? I have a date with this guy called Rodrigo. He's kind of cold heart, but he's gotta open up to me soon. But I hope he's not as open as you are. but I have to go. I don't have to go there now. I can go save Rodrigo. Fine. Fine. I'm not switching to the handguns. I'm gonna stay with these. Are the bats coming to me? Can I walk? Am I safe? Do I walk or do I run? I'm gonna walk for now. I don't feel safe, but here we go. I don't need to shoot them. I got their full 5. I kind of have a feeling I should not be progressing with very little space. Oh, they're fast. What is all this? Okay, they did say that this is a secret room that only the anatomist and Alfred knows about. This weird device. What weird device? It looks like an electronic door. It doesn't look any kind of... Water mill? I can run, can I? I'm safe to run here. Pick up ammo. I kind of need the ammo right now. I'm very liking. Strange devices all on display here. These guys really like their... They really like their entertainment programs. Bloody stairs that go even further down. I think I won't feel safe unless I have the Lara Croft 2 guns. The dual wielding guns. Oh yeah, speaking of, I have Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition. It's like a collection of 3 games. I think one of them is Anniversary, which is the remaster of the very first game. And a couple of other games. Stone statue is holding a rusted sword. Take the rusted... No, I am not taking it. I see it glowing. But no. Holding a helmet. This is a puzzle room. I have a feeling I'm gonna die if I just pick anything up. What about the shield? Okay. I was kind of hoping to get some clue about the puzzle. No more oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you game, fuck you game, fuck you game! What do we do? Push, push, push. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Do this? No? Yeah, I am not comfortable. You're seeing a maiden's, what do you call this? What's it called? Iron Maiden, I think. It's gonna have something in there. Okay. I'm gonna stab it, aren't I? What's the point? Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Yeah. This is how trolly Resident Evil scares are. And this is why people like the older games more. Because of this bullshit kind of moves. They kind of work. Am I done? Am I done with this place? Can I go back to my dear Rodrigo? What do I need this piano roll for? Wallpaper that is used for an autoplay piano. If you set it, the music on the paper will be played. Is it on the... No, I don't think it's on the music player in Alexia's mansion. Maybe it's on that clock. Wall clock thingy. I'm kinda scared. Oh wait. There is no other paths. Okay, I was kind of looking at that curtain, thinking something is there. Ah, whatever. I don't like the way the camera pans closer. Is the zombie gonna pop up? Because that's been close. Okay, good, good. There's nothing here there. There's nothing there. I am not going there. Oh, that's a glowing thing. Ammo. It's just ammo. Wait. Yeah, it's just the arrows. Nothing else. I don't think I need it. I should be fine. How you doing? I want to come back here. Careful. Slowly. Slowly. Just walking slow. We're going well. We're doing very, very well. Okay. I can go save the game. I can finally save the game without losing progress. Okay, I'm done with that room. I'm done with this area here. Was I imagining the medicine spray? The first aid spray? I thought I picked up some. Nah, fine, I'll just go. I'll just go. Go to Rodrigo. Oh, fuck you! Oh my god, they reset. Good. Let's just go to Rodrigo. Let's just go to Rodrigo. Rodrigo. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Okay, we good, we good. Also, that alarm from earlier was for dinner, and I need to have some dinner. I need to eat. And also, I need it now. I won't worry about you, I'm only helping you because you're gonna help me later. It's a goal. Right, let's stand here. Do this. Do this. And do something like this. Lockpick. It's just fucking gunpowder. Check. Parts. Enhancement part. For M93R. I don't know what M93R is. What kind of gun is this? Oh. Oh. I had this weapon. I could have upgraded it earlier, but I did not check to know which model this is, which is why that part was locked. Why am I like this? Why am I like this? Now I can just combine it. Ooh. Combine? Oh wait. Okay. 20 ammo. Check. M93R burst. Equipped with the stock. Can be adjusted to fire 3 bullets. Ah. What about this one? Manual. Auto. I can switch to 1 shots or to 3 shots. Okay. Equip PPP. Okay. Here we go. I freed up some space too. So now I need to go back to the fucking military. Get back to the military, underground thingy area. Ouch, 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 ouch. Okay, I think my hand is reaching its limits. Yeah, I think my hand's reaching its limits. It's hurting me, kind of. I want to play more. I want to stream more. I already cancelled Saturday stream, but I want to play more.